Hello YouTube makeup lovers, so I am here for some travel videos for you guys. This is the first of 2 travel videos that I will be posting. Today's video is going to be focused on the makeup that I will be taking on the trip, and then the second video is actually going to be the inside of my suitcase, so you pretty much see everything that I am taking on the trip. I might even show you a little bit of the stuff that I'll be taking in my backpack carry-on. So I'm really excited to do these videos. I will be going to South America, and I'm gonna spend 2 weeks over there, and I'm so excited about it. And then I definitely want to pack very intelligently if I can. It's not the easiest thing for me to do. I tend to kind of overpack, but for this trip, I'm really trying to be very organized and just take exactly what I need. As far as makeup, I'm going to be taking 1 makeup bag, and it's a 2-week trip where I do expect to be going out at night, so I do want to put on my makeup. It's not like I'm going to be going to Disney World for the weekend that I'm not going to wear any makeup for the whole trip. This is actually a trip where, yeah, maybe during the day I won't be wearing that much makeup, but I will be doing nice activities in the evening. And, you know, you want to look nice. My birthday is also going to take place while I'm on the trip, so I will definitely want to get dressed up for my birthday. So I will be taking a good amount of makeup. I'm not going to overdo it, but I'm also not just going to take, you know, a lipstick and a lip gloss and that's it. So I definitely wanted to share that with you. I definitely want to just fit everything into my makeup bag, nothing else. Everything has to go into that one bag. Whatever that one bag allows me to take, that's what I'll take. So I'm just gonna take 1. There's been times where maybe I'll take a couple little makeup bags. No, this time I'm just gonna take 1, and whatever fits in there is whatever's gonna go. So I'm excited to share this video with you guys, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun watching it. So this is my makeup bag, and it is a very generous size, so I should have no problem fitting everything I want into this bag. I even want to be able to put my brushes in here as well. So the bag has 2 zippers. It has one right here in the front, and then it has the main one in here, and I like that it zips nicely so the stuff doesn't fall out. And then it also has a smaller zipper inside the larger compartment. So this is a Kate Spade bag. It has these little black bows, which I love. And this I got as a gift from one of my best friends. She's actually my travel buddy who will be coming on the trip with me. She's the person that I usually always take my big trips with because we have a great travel relationship and we've been traveling together since we first met. So this is the bag that she gave me for Christmas this past year. So definitely it's the one that I was going to take my makeup in. So the way I like to pack my makeup is to pack it in the order that I apply my makeup, so I make sure that I do not forget anything. Another good idea is maybe to pack your makeup one day as you're doing your makeup so that you make sure that you don't forget any steps. Also, I also like to have a Ziploc bag with me handy because any products that are considered a liquid or maybe a gel, I like to put in the Ziploc, and then I go ahead and put the Ziploc inside my makeup bag. I did not mention, but I usually do take my makeup bag in my carry-on backpack. So if I have enough space, I'll take it in my carry-on. Worst case scenario, I can always just throw it in my check-in bag. But normally, I put it in the carry-on just because, I don't know, I have a paranoia that something is gonna break or it's gonna get stolen or something. I just always like to take really good care of my makeup, and when I travel, I rather have it with me on the plane in my carry-on. So the very first thing that I'm gonna start packing is my Lorac behind the scenes eye primer. As you can see, this is a nice travel size primer, so it fits nicely in my Ziploc bag. Since this is considered a liquid, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that into my Ziploc bag. Inside the makeup bag, I also like to take a smaller little makeup bag. For example, this one right here, which I got with a purchase of some Christian Dior lip glosses. This one would fit perfectly in here. And what I like to put in here are the products that are more like pencils, kind of like small products, just so that they do not get lost inside the big makeup bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here, because next I will be packing my eyeshadow bases. I always like to take colors for eyeshadows, and for this trip I will be taking 3. These are 3 colors that I love to use on my lid when I do my eyeshadow. So the first one I have here is the Indianwood Paint Pot from MAC. And this is one of my favorite eyeshadow bases. This is pretty much my go-to one. So this is one that I always travel with. I also take the Shadow Eyes eyeshadow pencil by Milani. This is in the shade Champagne Toast. I love this as a base for the eyeshadow Sin by Urban Decay, which is one of my favorite eyeshadows. And then I will also be taking this one from Stila. This is the Smudge Crayon. It is a waterproof eye primer in the shade Smoke. This is also a very good eyeshadow base to make those colors pop when you apply the powder eyeshadow on top. So these are pretty much my 3 makeup bases for eyeshadows. What I do is that these pencils, the Smoke and the Champagne Toast, I'm going to go ahead and apply it into this little bag. The Indianwood Paint Pot, it's a pretty decent size, so this one I'm just going to go ahead and throw into the big makeup bag. Once I've applied my primer and my eyeshadow base to my eyes, I go ahead and apply my eyeshadows. I always start my makeup with the eyes first, so this is why I start my packing with my eye makeup first. The winter palette that's gonna go on this trip with me will be the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I was definitely gonna take one of the Too Faced palettes, but I ended up choosing the semi-sweet one just because it is a lot thinner than the regular chocolate bar palette. And these are the colors in this palette. I definitely want to take something that is a little bit more neutral toned for the trip because it's something that I can use every day, day and night, and I can make it as dark or as light as I want to. This is gonna go inside my makeup bag. So there, the palette is already inside the makeup bag. Next, there are always 2 single eyeshadows that I always like to take on my trips, and that is the Urban Decay Sin eyeshadow and then the Urban Decay Half Baked. So these are the only 2 single eyeshadows that I just must take. As you can see, these are finishing up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take these. I think it's enough eyeshadow to last me the 2 weeks, and I'd rather take something that's already used just in case I do lose it or something like that on the trip. I won't be too hurt because it's not a brand new product. So these I'm gonna go ahead and throw inside my makeup bag. And then I also always take my little Duo MAC palette, which is this one right here. This one has the shade Vanilla and the shade Nylon, and these are some go-to shades that I pretty much use in the majority of my eye looks. So I like to just always travel with these 2 eyeshadows just because I always miss them when I don't have them, and this is fairly small packaging. So that is pretty much it with the eyeshadow department. Next, I will pack my eyeliner, and for this trip, I will only be taking 1 gel eyeliner, which is from Maybelline Studio. Of course, I will be taking the black one because naturally that's like the main color that I usually use. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that into the bag. And then I also take my L'Oreal Liner Intense eyeliner. This is the one with the felt tip. And then this one is one that I always use in combination with the Maybelline gel eyeliner that I just showed you guys because it gets real nicely close to the lashes in case there are any gaps that have been left from the gel eyeliner. Since this is a more thinner, smaller product, I'm going to go ahead and put this inside the little bag. Something else that's very important to remember is a sharpener. I always like to take my Urban Decay pencil sharpener because it has both the thinner pencil and then the more chunky pencil, kind of like the Milani one that I just packed. Since the pencil sharpener does get a little sloppy if it opens up in my makeup bag, I always like to pack it in the smaller, tiny bag that will go inside the bigger bag. Next, for the eyeliners, I will be taking 5 eyeliners. Eyeliners are something that you can pretty much take a little bit more of just because they really don't take up that much space and you can do a lot of different things with the eyeliners. So the first one, of course, that I take is a black. This is the Nars Larger Than Life in Via Veneto, I believe is what it's called. So this is a very, very black eyeliner, so I definitely have to take one of those. This I'm going to go ahead and put in the bag. Then I'm going to take this one by the brand Bourjois, and this is in Crazy About Brown. another one from Bourjois, and it's called Golden Dress. I'm taking the color Lucky from Urban Decay. These are the 24/7 Glide On liners. And then last but not least, I'm taking this one right here from Rimmel. This is the Scandalize in the shade Nude. The larger than life one is a little bit long for the little baggie, but it's okay. When we close it, we can kind of just close it and leave it sticking out a little bit like that. But there's still a lot of room in here for other tiny items that we may need to add. I always like to travel with two mascaras, and one would be a waterproof mascara. In this case, I will be taking the Maybelline, the Falsies Volume Express. This is the waterproof one, and then I like to take one that is not waterproof. So I'm going to go ahead and take the L'Oreal Voluminous Full Definition. I was in between this one and the Tarte one, Lights Camera Lashes, but the Tarte packaging is pretty big, so, and it's kind of bulky, so that is why I ended up just choosing the Voluminous Full Definition. So this is the one that I'm going to take, putting it in the little bag, and also the Falsies one. I'm putting that one in the little bag as well. Next is makeup for the eyebrows, and for the eyebrows, this is my little duo that I always use for the brows. I use my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Ash Blonde, which is now called Taupe, and then I take the Great Lash Clear Lash Gel from Maybelline. So this again I put in here, and that is pretty much everything that I'm going to take inside this little bag. Some of these little things will be sticking out just because the pencil is a little long, but I'm just going to go ahead and close it like this. And then this is gonna go inside the bag. So it's really just still one bag that I'm gonna take, but since those are little things that are like smaller little pencils, I don't want them to get lost. So that is so far everything that I have inside the bag. Now let's get started with the face. When I travel, I always like to travel with my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus foundation. The reason I like to travel with this foundation is because it is the perfect travel size. So this is usually the one that I always select for travel. I use the shade 30 for this one, so this is the one that I have chosen for this trip, because this one, it says in the back it's 1 fluid ounces, and I can take this inside the airplane because it's under the 3, but since it is considered a liquid, this is something that I am gonna throw inside the Ziploc bag. In addition to the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, I will be also taking my IT Cosmetics CC Cream with SPF 50. This is pretty much what I will be using during the day. I always like to travel with this because you also have to protect your skin from the sun. And since I will be sightseeing and doing a lot of touristy things, I always like to have my skin protected. And then you also want to look nice so you look pretty in your pictures. And this is such a great coverage for your face. It's like applying a foundation, but it's just a very good hydrating, anti-aging, correcting cream with SPF 50. So this is something that I could not live without. Again, this is also going to go inside my Ziploc bag because it is considered a liquid. Next, it is time for my concealer routine. So I always like to take my Creme Ancienne eye cream from Fresh. This is a really, really great eye cream and I can't live without it. This I'm also going to put inside the Ziploc bag. Next, I also like to take my Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer. I use the shade Tan. This is also going to go inside the Ziploc bag. And then now that I think of it, I might even take out the Indianwood Paint Pot and the gel liner from the bag and put it in here just in case, I don't know, since it's kind of like a little cream product, I don't want to have any problems at the airport if I don't have it in a Ziploc. And then after the Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer, I will be taking my Clé de Peau. This is the Flesh Toned Concealer that I love to use. So this is the one that I will be taking on the trip because it is my all-time favorite. To set my concealer, I always like to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Diffuse Light. This is also a very good powder. You can even use it for a very natural highlighting, or even if you're in a pinch, sometimes I even use it for a setting powder. But I will be taking a setting powder because my favorite is always the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So that is the one that I'm going to take, and that is pretty much what I'm going to pack next, because now that my concealer on my face, since I'm picturing me doing my makeup, now that the concealer on my face is done, the next step is to set the rest of my face. And I always love the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I use the shade Medium. This is my all-time favorite setting powder, and this will work really well over the Matte Velvet Plus, which I already have in here, and the CC Cream from It Cosmetics. So this goes inside the bag. I recently bought this palette from Nars. This is called the Narcissus Blush Contour and Lip Palette. I was originally a little bit disappointed. I thought it was going to be the size of the Virtual Domination palette. This is what it looks like. I had a little bit of trouble opening it up. This is what the palette looks like. It has a lip gloss in this pinky color. Let me go ahead and just swatch it for you guys so you see what this gloss looks like. It's actually a very, very pretty color. I'm not sure if the lighting is showing it well. This is called Istria, and it comes with 3 blushes, and then when you open the little flap, it has a Nars Laguna bronzer right here and an Albatross highlighter right here. The blushes it brings, let me read it on the back, is Enrapture, Enthralled, and Roman Holiday. Those are the 3 blushes. So this is a pretty new palette. I just got it, and I thought it would be great to take on the trip, because that will take care of my blushes, and it will also take care of my bronzer and my face highlighter in just this little pack right here. So instead of taking all this, because this is pretty much a Nars, this is a Nars bronzer, this is 3 blushes from MAC, and this is the Nars Single Albatross highlighter, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this, and that kind of takes care of all those items. So instead of all this, I'm just gonna take this, and this is gonna go inside my bag, and that will take care of my blush, my bronzer, and my highlighter. I will not be taking anything specific for contouring. I think that with the Laguna bronzer in this palette, I will be okay with my contouring. It's a trip. I don't really have to be contouring. I have a highlight. I'll be working with that, and I can even use an eyeshadow for contouring from the Too Faced palette, like this one right here, which is called Mousse. That could work for contouring on my skin tone, so I really don't need to add something new for that. Now for the lipsticks, I have chosen 3 lipsticks and 3 glosses. The very first lipstick I'm gonna pack is this one from Dose of Color in the shade Koi, and this is what the color looks like. It's like a peachy color. The next one I will be taking is by Gerard Cosmetics. It looks like this, and it is the color Buttercup, which is this one right here. It's like a light pinky nude. And then the third color I will be taking is the Melted from Too Faced. This is a liquefied long wear lipstick, and this is in the shade Melted Marshmallow, and this one looks like this. Oh wait, actually I picked 4, sorry, not 3. And then the fourth color I will be taking for a lipstick is this one right here, called Up the Amp from MAC. So these are 4 very, very different shades of lipstick. I know it is a lot of lipsticks, but I love to change up my lipsticks. So these are the 4 that I will be taking. I'm going to be putting the 3 lipsticks that are regular lipsticks in the bag, and then the Melted, since it is like a little bit more of a liquid, I'm going to go ahead and put it inside my little baggie. For glosses, I have chosen 3 lip glosses, and they're these right here. The very first one is from Gerard Cosmetics. It's the Light Up Gloss in the shade Fiji, which is a pink color. Then I have also chosen this YSL lip gloss in Nude Carrot, and this is a very nude color. This will also go with pretty much every single lipstick that I have chosen. And then a more peachy color from Dior. This is number 433. It's a Dior Addict lip gloss, and this is the color of that gloss. So here are the 3 lip glosses that I have chosen, and the 3 glosses I will also put inside the Ziploc bag just because they're more like of a jelly type of substance. And then let's not forget that I also have the gloss that comes inside the little palette, which is giving me not a very easy time to open. But I also have this lip gloss in there, which is kind of like a little fourth one really, but it's a very nice lighter pink color. I think that's pretty much it that's gonna go inside the Ziploc. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it and put it inside the bag. So there you have everything that I have in here. There's still plenty of space left. And then I still have this pocket right over here, which I was hoping I would pack some brushes and then maybe put the brushes up on top. Now for the brushes, I normally like to put my brushes in my little Sigma, well not little, this is a big one, in the Sigma brush case, which is this one right here that you can use as brush cups when you're on the trip because they sit nicely and comfortably. But for this trip, I'm gonna go ahead and take the smaller one, which is the one for travel, which is a lot smaller. So for this trip, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one because I think this one will fit nicely in here and I will be able to close the bag and the brushes fit in there nicely. But I don't really need all the brushes in here and I may need to add other ones. This does have a few brushes that it comes with, but those are not really the ones that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna tell you the brushes from this kit. This kit normally brings, I believe it's 7 brushes, which are these right here. But the ones that I'm gonna take are the large powder brush, the F30 for travel, because this will work well as a powder brush. I am also gonna take the large angle contour brush for blush. This is the F40. I'm also going to be taking the eye shading brush. This is the E55 to apply my eyeshadow on the lid. I will also be taking the small angled brush, the E65 from this kit. And I will also be taking, pretty much all of them, the pencil brush, which is the E30. And actually this one I will also be taking with this a Sigma tapered blending brush, which is the E40. The only brush from this kit that I will not be taking is the foundation brush because I prefer another foundation brush to this one. And the foundation brush that I will be taking will be the Sigma angled top kabuki brush. This is my favorite brush for foundation and I'm not gonna leave it. This is a brush that I will be taking and it is the one that I love for that. So this is definitely coming with me. This is one of the brushes that I'm gonna go ahead and just place in the front right here. It does fit in here, but I don't like to pack this too much because then when you close it, I don't want it to be, all the brushes inside to be too tight. But this is the foundation brush that I will be taking. Other brushes that I like to add are this Chanel angled brush. This is the one that I love to use for bronzer, and this little travel kit doesn't have one that I like for bronzer. I also like to take my Sigma tapered kabuki brush. This is the one that I love to use to blend in my concealer. It's also very good for blending your foundation around the face and any little spots that you want to get into because of the tapered tip. I will also be taking a MAC 195 concealer brush, a Sigma small tapered blending brush, which is an E45. I also like the Sigma soft blender concealer brush. This is the F64. This is the one that I love to use to set my concealer. I will be taking the Precision Tapered P86 brush. This is a brush that I like to use for applying my MAC Paint Pot on the lid. And last but not least, I will be taking this MAC Short Shader brush, which is what I like to apply inside my inner corner. So I know it's a lot of brushes. I never said I was gonna pack light. It's just whatever fits in the bag is the rule for me to be able to take on the trip. So I'm trying to pack everything that I really just have to use every single day. These are things that I use every single day when I do my makeup. So these brushes right here that I just showed you, these are the extras that I'm gonna be adding. These I'm just gonna throw right here in the front and it closes perfectly. And then the ones that are here, I'm gonna close with the little Sigma cap. This is also gonna work as my brush cup, and it's gonna be what I'm gonna pretty much put in the vanity in the hotels, and it's gonna hold my makeup brushes comfortably for when I do my makeup. And this fits perfectly inside the bag. So there you have it. This is my makeup bag that I will be taking for the trip. As you can see, everything has fit in here perfectly. I know it is a big makeup bag, and that's just because this is obviously my passion. I love packing makeup and I love applying my makeup. It's when I'm on vacation. It's when I have the most time to have fun and be able to dedicate to doing my makeup while I'm on vacation. It's not the same doing your makeup every morning before you go to work than doing it when you're in another country, getting ready to go out to dinner or getting ready to go sightsee and see these beautiful sights. And I love to look nice for the pictures, and I'm sure my travel buddy's gonna want me to do her makeup, and she's definitely expecting me to take some makeup, so that's why I'll be doing makeup on her as well. So this is the makeup bag. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you got some tips on just makeup for everyday use, not just for packing. This is definitely a lot for maybe a normal person to take packing. I know my mom and sister probably wouldn't even take half as much makeup. I mean, I don't even think that they even own half as much makeup as I am taking. But this is also a good video for you guys to keep in mind of things that you want to buy for your makeup, not just if you're packing on a trip. So I just hope that you guys had a lot of fun, and as always, thank you so much for watching Be Lounge Makeup. Bye!